Hi! Okay, so I'm back now, and I'm really excited to complete this tutorial for you guys so you can see how you should be washing your hair, the way that you're supposed to wash it, not just the products that you're supposed to use, but like really the way to wash it. And as I was saying earlier, the most important thing that you can possibly have is the detangler brush. The detangler brush is everything. Like, you need this because basically the key to having hair that like is healthy is, you know, to have less split ends kind of. And basically every time that you brush your hair and you're not using a detangler brush with flexible bristles, if you're using like a regular brush or a brush that has like stiff, strong bristles, the bristles are a lot stronger than the tangles of your hair. So that means that the bristles are going to break through the tangles and you're going to have like a ton of split ends every single time that you do that. So if you're doing that every day, your hair is just going to be full of broken ends, and when the hair end breaks, it's so much easier for it to split. So yeah, the detangler brush is key. And basically, as I was trying to explain before, the most important thing is to detangle your hair when it is dry so that when you are ready to wet it, it's not going to get, because once the hair is wet, it's a lot more difficult to detangle. So if you detangle it slowly when it's dry, mine's already wet, but the way that you just do it when it's dry, the same as when it's wet, is you just slowly go through it from the bottoms up. That's really important to remember, from the bottom up. So yeah, you're just gonna, with a really light hand, and whenever you get a tangle, you're gonna just stop on the tangle and you're gonna just, you know, not rip through the tangle. Never, ever, ever rip through the tangle. That's why you need these flexible bristles that are a lot more flexible than the tangle, so that when it gets stuck on the tangle, it's not going to rip through. It's just going to kind of, and you need to also use your hand to do it in a light motion where you're kind of lifting off of the tangle, just like this, and just detangling. So yeah, once that is done, then you can get your hair wet. Mine's already wet just because I was doing some tutorial info a moment ago. So yeah. Now that my hair is detangled, we can get it wet. So we're going to turn the shower on. It's kind of cold. But yeah, now I'm going to show you guys exactly how I wash it. Look, it's really cold. Now I'm going to show you guys exactly how I wash it. Wow, it's really, really cold. Okay. So, yeah, we're going to make the water nice and warm. I'm going to show you guys what gets hot. Okay, so, wow, it's really cold. It is freezing, actually. I hope it's going to get warm soon. Oh my gosh, it's really cold. Okay, so, you guys need to know this. It's really not talked about at all. Like, I've always done like so much searching about hair care and stuff, and this is just never ever talked about. So, I think it's so important, and I really, really, really want you guys to know this information. You know, whether it's for you and you want to grow your hair longer, or if you have like, if you know somebody and like, you know, that she wants to, it's just good information to have. And basically, you know, anybody's gonna be grateful to know this information if they're trying to grow their hair long. And there are a lot of people who want to grow their hair longer. So even if you don't know somebody yet who wants to grow their hair longer, it's good information to have so you can share it with somebody if they want to grow their hair longer someday. So yeah, basically, you want to get your hair wet. Yeah, you're just going to get your hair wet. You've already detangled it. So, Once your hair is totally soaked with water, you're going to it's really good to turn the water off so you don't waste water. You don't want to waste water, so once your hair is totally soaked and detangled because you brushed it before it got wet, you're going to want to take your shampoo, and you're going to want to take a lot of it if you have a long hair, but like, you're going to want to take a lot of shampoo just like this, and basically you don't need to really wash the bottom part. It's really the scalp. The scalp is where you get all the oil, so that's where you really want to be washing it. So yeah, you just take your shampoo like this, and you just kind of like put it on your hair. And luckily, the most important thing is you have detangled your hair before, you've already detangled your hair before getting it wet. So it's going to be really easy to work the shampoo into your hair. Actually, if I want it cut. Really? So yeah, because you've already detangled your hair gently from the bottoms up when it was dry with the detangler brush, you know, that means that when you get your hair wet, it's still going to be detangled from doing this just a moment earlier. So that also means that it's going to be super easy to work the shampoo through your hair. There's not going to be any knots in your hand that your fingers are getting stuck in. So yeah, you have your shampoo and you go like this, and you know, you just want to put it, you know, you want to put some under here, like from the bottom, so that the bottom, like near your neck, like gets nice and clean thoroughly. You don't want to like, you most certainly do not want to like, you know, rip through anything. So yeah, you're just gonna like kind of take your fingers and really massage the scalp and like clean the scalp with your shampoo, just like this. That's really important. So yeah, that's what we are doing. I'm gonna get it nice and thoroughly. You want the shampoo to really be, I'm gonna take more if you need to. You just want to make sure it's like all the area. And by the way, you guys, in my last TikTok video, my hair is super greasy, so it doesn't normally look like that. Well, I mean, it does look like that because it's also important not to wash your hair too often. Because if you wash your hair too often, then it's gonna take out all the natural oil. Okay, so if you can avoid washing your hair too often, it's really good. So yeah, you're just gonna do that. Working the shampoo in from the bottom, just like that. So yeah, just massaging it into your scalp, just like that. And then what you're gonna want to do once the shampoo is like all thoroughly worked into your scalp, like underneath here, all through your scalp, you have the shampoo completely. Your hair on the scalp and around the scalp is totally submerged in suds. That is when you can come back in with this. If you have super long hair, this is especially something that you would want to do, because if your hair is shorter, like if your hair is like, you know, more like this length, then you see how the suds are they're going to kind of naturally come down here. But if you have super long hair like me, I mean, you do want to make sure that the shampoo kind of washes this part, because, you know, when you have super long hair like me, your hair is going to be touching all sorts of things. You know, it can touch, if you go on the bus or something, your hair is going to like get on the back of the bus seat, and there's like, you know, your hair will be touching all down here, a lot of stuff. So you do want to wash this part, but you want to be super careful with your detangler brush. And again, you kind of want to come down here from the bottom up, and you just kind of want to like lightly, you just want to kind of, thank you for following me, you want to just kind of lightly bring the suds up. You know, like you just want to kind of like evenly distribute the suds. Like there's going to be suds in your brush, and you'll be able to like kind of distribute them back to the bottom. You definitely do want to distribute the suds if you have super long hair. But just really delicately. You don't want to You don't, just remember, you don't want to like rip through any tangles. You just want to slowly detangle and like lift off of the detangles, off of the tangles. So, just doing that, really important. Just slowly working through, dispersing those suds. Thank you for following me. So yeah, it's just so important to know like the proper way to wash your hair when you want to grow it long, or if it's already long especially, because the longer your hair is, the easier it's going to be tangled. So yeah, it's not talked about, like, surprisingly. Like, I never see this information in hair care stuff. Like, they never say that. They really just say, you know, trim your hair regularly, use good products. Yeah, that they never ever talk about how important it is. And it's literally it's like, for me, I think honestly, it's like the most important thing to use a detangling brush. It's so important. Like, it's so important not to rip through your hair. It's so important not to rip through those tangles, because that is going to change everything. Like, that's going to change literally everything if you have a whole bunch of broken hairs. Like, my sister, she used to rip through her hair like crazy. And yeah, basically what you want to do is just slowly, from the bottom up, when you're washing it with your detangling brush, there's a wet brush, it's a classic one. This one is the Swissco brush, it's amazing. So it's SWISSCO. You need a Swissco brush or a wet brush. Swissco, in my experience, is better, they last longer. But yeah, you just want to kind of really, with the gentle, just a really super gentle hand, you just want to, like, you know, kind of like, you know, detangle from the bottoms up. From the bottoms up, you really just want to detangle and just disperse those suds. Like, first I really massage it into my scalp with a ton of shampoo. And this is a really great brand. It's a Black female-owned brand, and it's for all hair types, which is amazing. And they focus on clean and natural ingredients, and the brand is Briogeo, so you should really try their amazing products. It smells so good, like honey. And I have also this this conditioner, and I'm not by any means sponsored at all by these brands, but I absolutely love them, and I really think you guys should give it a try. Owned by Black female brand, and it's just amazing. So give them a little bit of research and try their products, because they are amazing. Look, it's like it won the Allure product, what is it? The Allure 2020, the Beauty Expert Review. So you definitely will want to try these and support them. They're for all hair types, and they're really about embracing your natural hair, which is just so great, and I love it. So yeah, as I was saying, you just really want to go slowly, starting from the bottoms up, just really dispersing those suds. And it's really great if you have a shampoo that doesn't have sulfates or parabens, and focusing on natural ingredients, like this one, all natural. So that is the one thing that's super important, is having your detangler brush, your natural shampoo, detangling your hair before it gets wet completely from the bottoms up. And then when you'll get it wet, it'll be so much easier to shampoo, because it'll be detangled in advance. So that's what I'm doing, just kind of with a super light hand, never ever ripping through the tangles. By the way, if I'm repeating anything, it's just because I really want you guys to all hear it. If there's new people, I really want you girls to know this information. If you're trying to grow your hair out long. So yeah, just starting from the bottoms up, slowly detangling, just like that. Yeah, and another thing that's really important, I always used to like divide my hair into two parts when I was washing it, and kind of wash on each side. But if you're doing that over and over and over and over again, or if you're constantly like parting your hair, like you know, dividing your hair, all of it, bringing it all into two sides, you're gonna get this part that like kind of like is constantly being formed all the way to the back, and then you're gonna kind of start going bald in the back of your head. So you definitely want to, you know, avoid that. You want to, like, when you're washing your hair, you want to always kind of keep it like on one side, like bringing it all to one side, or just in general when you're wearing your hair, you just want to keep it all so that this part here is never like apart all the way back. I made that mistake for years.